Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Do you need money right now because you can't work and the country's on lockdown? But you can't get a hold of the unemployment office because their websites keep breaking or their phones are busy?
Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Philip.
And we teach you what you need to know about your personal finances using words you can understand without boring you to death.
Because adulting shouldn't suck. We're doing our best to keep you guys up to date with the most current information out there, so if you want to stay in the loop, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
In this video, we're going to cover when you can expect to get that $600 unemployment benefits, if you're going to get paid retroactively, and what independent contractors and self-employed people are going to have to do in order to qualify. States are just now starting to implement these new federal unemployment benefits, and depending on where you live, you might even see a bigger unemployment check as early as this week, depending on where you live.
Congress included these new federal benefits under the $2.2 trillion economic relief package that they put out with trying to save and salvage the economy. People on unemployment can expect $600 a week for up to 4 months if they qualify.
States had to wait until the Department of Labor gave additional guidance on these funds, which are going to be fully covered by the federal government, and that guidance came out a week ago. We shouldn't be surprised at all if these are going to be delayed, because as we all know, the government takes forever to do anything. Forever.
Most states don't have a public timetable yet for implementing the new pandemic unemployment assistance program. The system requires extensive changes to the way states apply for these benefits for people who had stopped working or lost their jobs due to that bitch, Carol Baskin. I mean, the Rona. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That one.
The pandemic program, The pandemic program extends the unemployment benefits to the independent contractors, gig economy workers, and self-employed people who typically don't qualify for any of these unemployment benefits. But the challenge is going to be who actually will qualify for these benefits and what kind of documentation they're going to need to provide.
According to CNN, unemployed people in New York are going to be some of the first people to receive this benefit because they emerged as the epicenter for the coronavirus in the U.S. But just because they're getting paid first doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply, because you will get that full amount retroactive to whenever you applied. So yes, there's a lot of problems with the systems, but you need to keep doing it because, if you just stop, then you ain't gonna get nothing. So keep trying, get it in, and you get paid back to the date that you applied.
Back to March 29th.
Yeah, as early as.
Yeah. Jobless New Yorkers who were already on unemployment should expect to get their new $600 federal payments as early as this week. The New York governor actually went on record and said that they're going to cover that additional $600 right now immediately to help their people, and then eventually when the federal government gets it all figured out, they're going to pay New York back. But if you were not on unemployment and then you filed for your state and federal benefits, unemployment benefits, then you should see those payments in roughly 2 to 3 weeks. So they're better able to handle that capacity, it looks like, than other states.
Other states, including Ohio, Oregon, and Texas, are still trying to figure this whole thing out. So they might not be seeing this extra money until as early as May. Some states might receive a larger weekly check, while others might send the federal benefits and state benefits separately.
Thankfully, payments are going to be retroactive back to when you first applied, like he was saying earlier. Right now, states are totally overwhelmed by a huge amount of people that are first-time filers that are currently being laid off, as we all know, by companies both big and small.
Nearly 10 million Americans applied for unemployment in the last 2 weeks of March. Countless more applied, but they weren't able to get through due to the websites crashing or the phones being backed up forever due to high call volume.
All right, so it's super important, and I want to say it again. Make sure you apply for your unemployment benefits because it's going to be paid back retroactively to when you apply, as far back as March 29th. So it's scheduled currently to be paid out until July 31st at the latest under the current legislation, but who knows? I mean, it might go longer than that. It might not. It changes like daily. So as we see how this thing unfolds, maybe it'll go longer, maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll keep you up to date on that one.
Independent contractors and self-employed people, they're going to have to wait longer to get their money. States are working to create applications and update their back-ended systems so that people that typically aren't covered by this program are covered by this program. But since they've never done this before and this is a big change for them, it's going to take some time. And it's broken. It's probably going to be broken. So it's going to take more time.
Expect it to take a lot of time.
Yeah, that's the point.
Time.
Yeah.
The government, they suck. They're slow.
Yeah.
The states are struggling right now to update their unemployment system. Not only do they have to pay this new federal $600 unemployment benefit out to the people who are already getting benefits, now they have to create a whole new part of their system to cover people who have never been covered under the system before. A lot of the newly eligible people are pretty upset because when they apply, it says immediately that they're not qualified under the existing unemployment system. But that doesn't mean just stop there. You need to keep applying every week like you normally would on unemployment. And I know from my wife, who was self-employed, she filed for these benefits and it said that she was not eligible, but it told her to keep applying week after week because when this new system comes online, it'll all be paid back retroactively, in theory.
The Labor Department hasn't given much guidance yet on what these independent contractors and self-employed people are going to have to provide to show what they made over the last 5 quarters, because that's what the unemployment office uses to, determine how much money you make is by how much you made over the last 5 quarters. But what they're thinking is going to be is your tax documents, your bank documents, some apps that you use, some gig apps is what they're called, right? Gig apps. And then, other people, they're going to have to show proof as to why, work was limited for them due to, a shelter in place or them getting the coronavirus or a family member, having to quarantine, et cetera, et cetera. This could be different for your state, but at a minimum, you should be receiving at least that $600 from the federal government. So just keep watching your state's website for what documents they're going to ask for specifically, and then provide them with that once they do.
A lot of people have expressed that this type of guidance just requires too much documentation during a national emergency, and I mean, they'd probably be right to be concerned about that.
Yeah, places probably are closed. They're like, oh, I can't get that. The place is closed.
Everything's harder to get right now. According to Senator Wyden from Oregon, this type of guidance forces workers to wade through significant red tape to prove their eligibility, which will inevitably prevent workers from receiving assistance they desperately need and should qualify for. So in case you didn't know, Felipe and I both work for the government, and we know how hard they like to make it for people to get paid because they make you jump through all these different hoops and perform all these tricks, and hopefully you get paid, but they bank on people giving up. So don't be that person. Keep calling, keep applying online, do what you have to, however many times you got to do it to get through, and then do it every week. That way, when it does get paid back retroactively, you get your money. Don't give up. Keep trying.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. In the comments below, let us know if you have any questions.
Or if you got that stimulus check in your bank account.
I got mine.
I haven't.
Sucks for you.
Yeah, you the favorite.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you like this video, make sure you share it with your friends and tag them too.